Good afternoon. I'll start with some questions. This is a press corps.
What's the first workout?
No questions? They don't tell me because I'm vegan. That's not true. I won't get it out.
All right, fine.
The second workout, is that the question?
What do you think of the season? How's it played out?
Like a miracle. You know, you're sitting around at the games last year at the house on the lake, and, planning out the year, came up with the notion of a sanctional, giggles like hell, that's not a word, but knew that what we were doing would be kind of a democratization of the games, creating for once a truly global event. That seemed for real on paper. The significance of the Open actually going through a pretty elaborate process to find out who the fittest Italian, fittest Paraguayan, fittest German is, and then really, you know, when you do a little something in the mail, they got to make a bigger deal of it than that. These people are champions. Nothing else, nothing short. And the goal of the games has always been to crown the fittest man and woman on earth. And so, you know, we ran regressions of past data under new rules. And without a doubt, if we had just taken 10 from the Open, it wouldn't have changed anything on the podium at the end. So we've got 20 just to make sure. The significance of a country champion now being a star in Italy, a star in France, a star in Colombia, also has that same person has a target on your back now, because whoever took second place is fuck that. No, I can do this. And I think what that will do, I'm almost positive, but there's other things that I said were going to happen if we did. It just occurred to me recently, I think, that this would be a tremendous stimulus to the thing globally, in the sense that now within each country, we have a competitive system brewing where, if you're one of us, you want to be that person. You want to be that person who gets to go to the games. I couldn't be happier with it. Couldn't be happier with it. I also believe that when we hold the event and we tell the story, that there's something wonderfully, it's more like a game show than a sport. And so what you need, if you're doing something legit, you want to do your thing, and then you want real media to come and tell real stories about it. The good, the bad, the ugly. You got that going. I like this. I'm perfectly fucking happy. Yeah, it's a better event, I'm convinced.
Do you have any?
And I'm the only one I have to be happy.
Do you have any anecdotes at the affiliate level about how this has changed them for the positive? This new narrative?
Maybe I'd ask Armin that. I don't know that I do. Look, the affiliates seem to be more about the Open than anything else, right? You get to the regional, and it's like less to do with the affiliates, and then the finals. And you know, if you had someone at the games, you feel he was very, very proud. We're all very proud of everyone. But you know, we're doing this health conference simultaneously. That's why I came out here. And I was telling Tessa, where'd you go?
Over here.
Telling Tessa from Outside Magazine that where was it? Put me back on track. What the athletes do in the competition looks like what people do in the box. The athletes are a little different, but the activity seems akin. Then we go over to the health conference, and I got doctors lecturing slideshows, and that's not like what happens in the box. But the significance of the box is more related to what's happening at the health conference than here. And for every gym that has sent someone to the games, which is a miraculous, wonderful, beautiful thing, we figure 10 to 12 are taking 100 pounds off someone. And as impacted and as wonderful a champion to be leading, and you know, don't read this wrong, but Nat Frazier's a remarkable athlete, a true champion. he's been impacted. I'm sure he'd tell you this has changed his life, but his life hasn't been anywhere near as impacted as someone who lost 100 pounds in the box. Losing 100 pounds is like being born without arms and legs and grown. It's so beyond athletic achievement that it's just ugly. And so that's the bigger part of CrossFit. And this is our celebration. Okay? That's how it all fits in the universe. Who's that? Anyone bumming out? We got any affiliate owners here? Affiliate owners, that what I'm saying resonates? I know it to be true?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I stood there on my feet for 25 years training people. And you know, I built Nicole Carroll and Amy Sakamoto and Greg Amundsen and Josh Everett, and those were the stars of way back. But that wasn't how I paid the bills. That wasn't the miracle of the stimulus. And so let's not talk about helping people and making trips back to games. But I can't tell you what this has done for the affiliates. I don't know.
Can I tune my question a little bit? Do you have some statistical evidence that this focus abroad has helped this year?
Well, yeah, I mean, let's count countries. We're at, what, 85 countries?
114.
Extra? Over last year.
Minus 32.
There's 32 fewer countries?
We only had 32 last year.
Oh, only 32 last year and 114 this year. There's a stat for you. I mean, that's, yeah. I mean, look, I'm seeing people of color. Yes, we want that. We'll have someone from China, someone from India. There's a quarter of the world's population. It makes no sense that someone doesn't from. This should be a huge motivation to all the countries that haven't sent people here yet, unfortunately. And we fix that. So whatever country you come from, there will be someone here every year. And I think that's how it should be. You know, look, who cares what you think, or what I think, but give me a show of hands. I kind of do. Who does that resonate with? Anyone here that might not have been here under the old rules? You wouldn't have come, well, we would let you in. I find it way more interesting. Way more interesting. What else? How are you, brother? Good. Sir.
Along that storytelling lines, the wild card. I know that 2 wild cards have been handed out. There was a total of 4.
Yeah.
How do you think that adds to the games this year?
You know, just a kind of a curiosity. The Hunter one was a bit strange. The way Armin had told me there's this give it a big mouth, it's the perfect fit. And the original concept, what I was thinking is, you know, like we had one year the guy that got the world record at the Olympics and the gold medal for decathlon. He was talking a load of shit. We heard from someone, so I invited him to come to the games next time and just walk on. And sure, I'll be there. I'll take the trophy. And as he got closer to the event, we got noticed that he couldn't come because under his new deal with fees or whatever the hell, he'd have to charge a fee, and it would be exorbitant. And then that would go to a charity. And so, but you know, you're not going to be paying to come, so you're going to come. And I go, how much? He said, 25 grand. I go, do it. I'll give you 25 grand to be here. World record holder of the cap. I'm really excited. And then he just went dark on us. Radio silent. We couldn't get him. He wasn't there. And he never returned phone calls. And, you know, I know what happened. He went down somewhere and tried to friend him. It took him 8 minutes. And he's like, I'm not going to lose my Wheaties deal over fucking Fran. That's what happened. I promise you. And so there are people out there training otherwise that look at what happens in the games. They go, I can do that, or you know, any good running back can do this, or fill in the blank can do this. And I know that's crap. Now what we have in Hunter, I didn't quite realize that Arnold, but he's just another fucking CrossFitter. He just didn't go the regular route. He's got an extra big mouth. He's a really cute kid. I like him. And so here he is. In the case of Ben Smith, I'm just heartbroken that somebody's been to all the games and just didn't make it this time. And you know, so we throw him. Suppose he wins. Good thing we threw him in. Suppose he falls flat on his face, it didn't matter. That's kind of the nature of the wild card. So I think it adds a little entertainment value. I'm stoked to see Ben Smith here, right?
Yes.
And I like Hunter and his big mouth. He's a cute kid, and I hope he does well. But he's been training with the best CrossFitters for quite a while now, which makes you what? A CrossFitter, yeah.
I think only two. Are there other?
Yeah, I couldn't come up with that. You got anyone else you want to do? You want to do Yeah. There was someone that made the Olympics and didn't have much skill for a skier, right? But she qualified in a country that doesn't have snow or something. You know what I'm talking about? And yeah, and it was, but like she don't care because she couldn't have embarrassed herself. She's Olympic. You know, I like the attitude. If look, you're depressed, if you know anyone out there that talks just a load of shit, they would like to strap it on and play. Oh, I got 2 more holes.
Not like Craig right here. Yeah, a lot of people would like to see him out there.
Craig, you want to do it?
Suit up.
You talk a load of shit.
You got your shoes with you?
You got water bottle.
I think I could make the first cut.
I don't do that. So as I said, keep going, go find it. You don't have big enough mouth. You got to be more ambitious than the first couple. So I need somebody just talking about a load of shit that I'm gonna be up there, maybe not be back, but you know, 3rd place. Like that. I want someone truly fucking delusional. And I want to make a theater of it. And they'll get a special jersey. You know, the poor kid doesn't know that. Like, look at me. I've got a big mouth. What else?
Do you see qualification process staying the same next year with 20 coming from the open each?
I think that number 8 gym. You know, look, it wouldn't make sense to cement next year until let's see what happens this week. Because I feel like you're confident where this is going, but I gotta see. So we're not making a bunch of kinds of decision making on a lot of things until we see how this week plays out. My pants was in. My wife says that, dude. What else? Sir.
What incentive do you think there is for national champions to improve if everyone gets an invite?
What do you mean everyone gets an invite?
Well, if you
Everyone didn't get an invite.
well, if you complete the open as prescribed, the barrier for entry is fairly low. And is there any plan?
What, be in the top 20 of nearly 400,000 people?
No. The national champion of every country gets an invite to the CrossFit Games.
Yes.
And regardless of how many people are in your country and where you finished on the World Wildlife Report, as long as you did it as prescribed. So with a fairly low barrier for entry to increase inclusivity, is there any plans to kind of raise that?
Give me a for instance. I still don't know what you're asking. What would that be?
So the national champion of Sri Lanka finished 87,000th in yoga. If he's one of 3 people that does the workout as prescribed, is there any incentive for him to get better?
That would depend entirely on where number 2 is. Look, the guy from Guyana got $300,000 to train for the games. So he's so far doing better than Frazier. Okay? I don't know much about Guyana, but I'm gonna guess $300,000 goes pretty far. And that would be some kind of incentive. No, look, but the value of having them there, it has to do with Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka only has 3 competitors. It's important we take the best of them, him and her, and showcase them. This is what your country's got. Some of the motivation might be, hell, I'm a Sri Lankan, and that's poorly represented there, that fella. I'm going to be the guy. I know that. I know that would work that way. It's such a better system when you get to be a star at home before you do on the global stage. Look, this is how sport goes. You play in high school, and you might be just a crazy fucking star and get up to college and you're good. You might get drafted. If you are drafted to the pros, it's a chance that at your high school you're the most amazing athlete that the school has ever seen. I'm going to counter that. I want to share with you. Dwight Lowry, you know who he is in the NFL?
Played against him.
Okay. Dwight was a lousy high school football player. He started CrossFit. And then he went over to Reebok College and didn't start right away, but he did in his second year, and he was pretty good. He went over to San Jose State and as a walk-on. They asked him to walk on, but nothing was promised. And within 3-4 games, he was leading the NCAA D1 for interceptions. For the rest of his college career, the ball never came to his side of the field. So his stats went shit again, but he was a first-round draft pick. And I think he's been a Pro Bowler now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still in Santa Cruz. He never left SoCal other than to play ball. But that's a very different kind of thing. That doesn't happen often. Let's keep talking about this. Tell me, am I addressing where you're?
Yeah. I'm just kind of curious if there's any, like, and it kind of goes off that last question, if there's any plans to maybe refine the national champion system. People have talked about maybe putting a cap on how many national champions come to give a natural parity, to give developing countries something to shoot for. So rather than inviting necessarily everyone, if 50 national champions are going to come, and your country is consistently on the boards, then there's a natural incentive for those athletes.
I've been bothered that there were Brazilians here every time, and it's our fastest growing market. We got 1,100 gyms there going 24 years ago, They're all excited, and they're as excited about whoever their guy is. Who's your guy?
Guimalheiros
Yeah, okay.
and Renata.
Is he a hero?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's good. I want that. If you think you're running a global sport, you don't have anyone from China or India. You don't know you have to look at the globe. Let me tell you what the upside of this is. How do you like this? We do this right, and we'll see a period within a decade where it's been 5 years since the fucking Americans been in the number 1 spot. When the Russians and the Chinese get excited about this thing, there's going to be a whole lot fewer red, white, and blue out on the field. I'm just telling you, that's how that is. We have to beat Russians and Chinese. We have to find a sport they don't play. It's true. We have an affiliate at the Beijing Sports University in Beijing, and our affiliate there has produced 75 Olympic gold medals, 120 something silver, and 200 bronze. They should be in the mix. They should be doing preferred provider Olympic lifting certs. No, would you be interested in taking a trip to China and getting trained by a guy that's produced more gold medals than more Olympic medals than the people in half the side of the room? I think that's great. There's enormous talent out there. Look, the goal of the games, I never had interest in a system that definitively told me whether you were number 3,056 or 3,057 or 3,058. The goal is to crown the fittest in the world. And so if there are, well, we know this is the case, there's going to be 25 or 30 athletes here that wouldn't have been here otherwise, and there would have been 25 or 30 other Canadian, Australians, and Americans that are here that, great. You were, if it were important at the games to rank everyone here and know that these 100 athletes are numbers 1 through 100 in the world, if the goal were to find the top 100 athletes in the world, I'll just go back to the Open and say we did it better. But that isn't the goal.
What have you seen happen to affiliate numbers as a result of making these changes? Have you seen any correlation yet? Have you seen affiliates open up to different countries who want it? Make a platform?
Too soon. But that would be very interesting to see.
Is that what you want to see?
No, I wanted to see the whole world participating in this. meaningful level altogether. I don't think the vision is much different than it was for the Olympics. You wanna watch a weightlifting event with 60 fucking Russians in it? And 80 Chinese? I do. I like the Jamaican bobsled. I like that notion. I like watching the development in the countries. Over there I had some. Hi.
Do you mentioned the Olympics sometimes as examples, and while I understand you're not the same system, is there any kind of talk about independent organizing or oversight similar aside from
You mean like considerations of this being an Olympic event?
or being structured?
Yeah, you know, we were contacted by someone at IOC once and sounding out our interest, and we don't need that, just playing hard to get. But really, for my soul, do I need it? Do I think that your sport gets better when it becomes an Olympic event? I don't think so. And I know that all my surf friends are really excited about surfing gonna be in the Olympics, and I have expected to fuck surfing up as much as hell. But I haven't been, I'm not a super fan of the admin at Olympic level sport. I really like the Avery Brundage notion that all sport was amateur. And it's kind of weird to me to see, you know, the Lakers fundamentally at the Olympics. It's a little weird.
How many credentialed media do we have at the games this year?
A lot.
And what do you want from us in terms of media? What are you looking from us?
Tell the best story you can, good, the bad, the ugly. I want this reported as it's happening, because I think it's very real, it's very authentic. And again, it turns into a game show when I hire someone to tell them exactly what to say and how to train and edit it down. They're like, yeah, that's awesome. No, that's not. That's as unreal as like people that think that they are their Facebook posts. You know, when you stand in a mirror and take 50 pictures to find the one that looks like you, you get what you see how it's weird? Yeah. Right? Because none of these are me. And keep trying. No, you'll tell the story and you'll get it right. I know you guys will. And if you don't, like, what do I care? Hey, that's how sport works. You know, people that run basketball don't get to decide much on how what happens in the sport is talked about. We kind of work. So it's important that you have to have independent cameras, independent eyes.
We get a ton of readers write in as masters athletes asking us their terms, why they're being shot. And while we try to respond to them graciously and accurately, they still write in regularly. So how would you like us to respond to them and ask them? A lot of times, what I heard is that they don't put correlations to the push for CrossFit health, and as they view it, a clear no way from masters athletes.
In other words, true to my health message, I would do whatever was really possible to make as big a display of the masters athletes I could. That's what I thought. It's bullshit. The most important place this stimulus finds itself is not in competition, but in the morbidly obese and the elderly. And so, an old lady that can get around and get back up on assisted push, someone who loses enough weight that they can tie their shoes for the first time in a decade, that's where the stimulus counts. And at the at-home page on there, we're doing it. And I just had doctors tell me that those videos in the at-home set are the perfect thing to show a client that is not gonna come to the gym and compete against a 65-year-old that looks like a 40-year-old. There's a longevity component to fitness, world fitness community, that is very, very different than the health scene. And the longevity thing has got there's denial. I've worked with longevity research longevity freaks, and geez, they just think, you know, we're all gonna die. They can't handle that, and there's a vanity, and it's fucking weird. Now, I got people that can't get up off the couch, and then when they get up the couch, they go to the refrigerator and they grab and go off the bed. And so, all those studs, studettes in their 60s and 70s look just amazing. It's amazing what they do. I'm amazed by that, but I don't think they're an inspiration anymore. I also like, I think it was Armin that said to me, you think anyone's ever watched a strongman competition and then started dragging shit around and wanted to compete? I don't know. I don't see it working that way. But I do know that on January 2nd, I got a call from one of the CrossFitting MPO1 physicians, and he says, I showed my mom the lady getting off the couch, and she says, oh, I can do that. I'll go to the gym. Not even just bypassing even trying it, was just based on what she saw with the jugs. That's not antifreeze. It's water, and you couldn't see it as water. What are they doing with these empty jugs? So yellow, it looks like piss. Red, it looks like blood. And so we settled on blue, it looks like AIDS. But that's been wonderfully transformative already. So yeah, anyone will take whatever is important to them, and then find a way to portray it. So that, and this is what the whole thing working now. It's gone. If you're 65 years old, you're a games athlete, I'm impressed, I'm amazed, it's a beautiful thing, it's great, and good for you. But yes.
Obviously, you can qualify through the open, you can do the hashtags of fittest military or whatever, but what happened to law enforcement, firefighters, stuff like that this year, for being able to rank as a filter?
Did you get hashtag or what? Yeah, answer.
I think your question is what happened to the hashtags. There's a change in the way that we're using hashtags, and a lot of people here will also be involved with the open or covering the open. And a lot of those new features we'll talk about when we get ready for the open that takes place in October. But the intent was not to take any of it away, it was to do it right. We're going to bring it back in a way that makes it easier in the future. And also to give any hashtag, not just a few pre-selected ones, the precedents, but any hashtag for any community that they can self-select into.
If not this open, the following one, you're going to be able to, at the end of the open, get a shirt printed that says that you are the fittest human being on earth that lives in Nebraska and they bend over 200 pounds at 50 years old. So in other words, you can drop any filters you want and claim your trophy. Or just wear the shirt that says I'm 365,825th in the world. Yeah. But that's that. What's that?
So I can say that I'm fitter than Hunter.
That's right.
I have a question. Actually, first I'm supposed to tell you from my affiliate owner that she loves you. She's Abby Ryland with CrossFit 8035.
Send my love right back.
I will. She wanted me to ask you a question about how to motivate athletes to get back involved in the open. They've noticed a big drop in athletes participating but not actually signing up their members due to the loss of regionals, because they were a lot more invested, especially if they've had teams that went to regionals in the past but no longer have that option. So how do you motivate your members to sign up and be a part of the open to get them to the games experience, even though they're not technically probably going to be involved in the games experience?
I can only answer that as someone who has run a box. We call CrossFit North in Seattle our first affiliate, and I remind them, no, you were the second, I was the first. And so my method motivation is I would get up front and go, here's what we're going to do. We're all going to compete in the fucking open, and then we put. And so I beyond that, I could imagine incentivizing with licorice or discounts, or I don't know, but I just tell people what I want them to fucking do, and they generally will. Send that back with my love.
I will. She'll love that response.
Yeah, we're gonna do it together.
She'll like that.
Look, I went in my gym. Every Sunday, we had a bike ride that we took, and it was 9 miles long, a 2,000-foot climb. And if you were a world-class cyclist, you could do it in I think it was about 17 minutes, and if you were just, way back there, it'd be 45 minutes. And so first up would actually need the space from the 17 minutes to the 45 to get the shit back together. And the person that got up there at 45 minutes, and anyways, by 45 minutes, there were 50 of us up the top of the hill, and we'd all ride down to the hill and go to the taco place and have margaritas, and then get someone sober with a big truck to pick the bikes to go home. And we did this every Sunday for years. And how did I get them to do that? I don't know. I said, hey, wouldn't this be cool? If it's not fun, don't do it. I have no need for anyone to do the open if they're not going to enjoy it. And I think there's some uncertainty over the format change and shift. But hey, this is first year.
Are you pretty tickled with, well, tickled is an odd word, excited about
I am.
how...
I'm tickled to death.
You're excited about how secretive the events have been this year, that there haven't been any leaks or anything like that?
Would we have a security problem last year?
No, I'm just, it's a... Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, I'm glad it hasn't been leaked. It did change. We ought to leak a lie.
You mentioned that it was kind of too early to tell some of the effects on the affiliates, but kind of going forward with all the organizational changes and the changes to the sport, what sort of metrics as a math and science person will you use to kind of measure that success? And if so, what can the press expect?
I'll tell you what. Here's my metric. At every games, I have stood there in the receiving line. People want to tell me. I love it. It's a rough field, actually. I'm more comfortable fighting than I am saying, "Oh, geez, thanks." I love it too. In that line would be people that want to tell me whether they love me, and then I have a spot of people that had a remarkable a story to tell, a journey about recovery, and I can kind of spot them in line, And then what I'd also see is my 10-year affiliates waiting to get up to me and tell me that, Coach, it's not about the games in my box. And I've been hearing that for 7 or 8 years. And we have, at the beginning of the year, to be 110-year plus affiliates. By next month, we're going to be 800. I'm going to tell you what, if you've had your doors open for 10 years, you know that running a box is not at all about games. So when you talk about impact on affiliates, the first thing it's done is in changing the website in 1901. I got affiliates telling me, thank fucking God. And in fact, one of the affiliates, and I'll just tell you who it was Danielle Ivy at CrossFit Pacific Coast in Santa Barbara, and had changed her name to Gravitas Strength and Conditioning. Then the website changed overnight, and by March she said that she was able to send her people to the website to look at things because it was relevant to going inside the gym again. And just before I got there, a couple weeks ago, they had just made the decision to drop Gravitas and go back to Pacific Coast CrossFit, because now what was happening on the front end is germane to how it is that she makes her living transforming people for the better. And so, de-emphasizing the games has been the best thing we could have done for the affiliates. And now to go back and go, well, how can I spruce up the games to help the affiliates? There's a really a disconnect here. Do you see what we're doing on the front end for the games? I got a cute little banner. I'm doing for the games on the front end exactly what Google does for fucking Halloween and Thanksgiving. Throw some QR code up there and give me a link. We have an entire site. We spend more money on it than the NFL's fucking website. It's the games website. There's plenty there, to do all that kind of work. The games are the equivalent of the cotton candy and the clown and the face painter at the car lot for the kids to do something mom and dad shop at automobiles. That's what it is. It's fun. It's exciting. It's what it is. Look, I created the games, and when I have to give a perspective, I sound like I'm shitting on the games. But dude, I know the difference between the spirit of Christmas and getting a fucking present, I am not confused as to who we are, what we're doing, and the significance of it. And it's so important, so significant that we get to do things like this, have celebrations that are based on sport. It's a really cool thing. But I'll tell you why we're all here. It's because helping old ladies and old men and fat kids and grandpas and uncles and soccer moms is such a powerful stimulus. It's been lucrative enough that we can fund this. But this isn't the miracle, and it's sure to fuck not the business. I couldn't wish that to be different. I can't do anything about that. If anyone thinks that launching an international sport's a good business idea, you're a moron. Listen, there are so few people other than athletes that make fortunes in sports. Team owners typically make fortunes in industry and then buy teams as a hobby, interest, something for fun. And the perspective is what it is. It's not, I didn't create these rules. They're answering all the questions. Okay? Have fun. And it's first iteration, it's gonna get only better. It's only gonna get better. Okay? You're the heart of my plan. I need you here. Tell the story. You see something stupid or shitty, report it. You see something beautiful and wonderful, report it.